Hello everybody, welcome to Darlington Raceway, the throwback week for the Zero Torque Racing League, round 6 of the season. We're here watching Frank Chavez and his Days of Thunder number 13 throwback Chevrolet. As he rounds corner number 4, he'll see the start-finish line to start his first lap in qualifying. Frank Chavez on the playoff bubble tonight, entering this race with a solid run last week at Auto Club. We're going to watch Frank Chavez roll the bottom of the racetrack right there in 1 and 2. Solid as can be. Steady as should be. No wall contact. It's hard to do that here at Darlington as Daniel Jackson goes quickest on the board. Samuel Longworth goes top of the charts. That number 7. What does Frank Chavez have for him? He'll go P2, almost a second and a half off of the 7 machine. Wesley Briggs will go second quick. 7/10 off of the 7 machine. Stephen Blevins, I believe, did get into the fence there, so that is why. Mark Kazin on pole. He'll dethrone the number 7 Red Bull machine. It should be Red Bull. Oh, no, it's Mobil 1 this week. Jim Treat goes to the top of the charts. 3-6-7. What a nice throwback, I must say. From Jim Treat, that all blue. I love it. Treat goes quickest right now. Austin Norris slots in 6th in his Exxon 57 Toyota. Stephen Blevins in his throwback car in the mellow yellow machine goes 5th. Robert Tester on pole now. 2/10 clear of Treat. The Pennzoil 22 goes top of the charts. Watching the 51 Daniel Jackson machine and his Days of Thunder throwback. It's like his lap will not count here. Here is Wright. Akari Wright in that pink number 1 machine. He'll round off the final corner. He'll start his lap right here. Oh, never mind. Pole for the number 1. Almost by 2/10 of a second. What a lap. Craig Bridge Jr. slots in 7th in his mellow yellow. Oh, sorry. He's in a number 3 Patriotic machine. Oh, my. He slots in the 7th position. 10 cars have made a qualifying run so far. Here comes Brian Matthews. His number 28 machine. He's rounding turns 3 and 4. Rogerson trying to set a time at 28.893. Where does that slot him in? Have to see how it all shakes up here in qualifying. Ron Millam on the racetrack in this number 47. Another great throwback. I love the throwbacks tonight. That Chevy 47 looks mighty, mighty sharp. It looks like that Austin Dillon throwback a few years ago. I think it might be the same throwback, but it's very, very sharp on the racetrack as Ron Millam goes 10th quickest so far. Ryan Matthews looking to put himself onto the board. Rogerson goes 5th quickest in his lap. Youngblood to 3rd, your points leader. Where does Brian Matthews slot in his number 28 Buffalo Trace machine? He'll round it out here through corners number 2 and 3. Oh, very close to the wall. Looks like he's going to touch it there. That might DQ the lap. Matthews might start deep in the field tonight. Eric Johnson on pole. He'll snatch it in 18. What a lap. Barely snatches it from the number 1 of Akari Wright. And right now, Eric Johnson's on pole. Here comes Steptoe. Oh, he slaps the outside wall. Trying to get all he can. Jason Steptoe in that number 50 Chevrolet. He'll slot in 10th so far. David Sharon, the number 4 machine. No throwback this week, but still a solid looking paint scheme in that number 4. Ford Mustang as he rounds the final corner on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to use all the track he can. Oh, maybe he looks like he's bailing now. Like he is going to bail out of this lap. Excuse me. Jeff Lorway. Oh. Not sure what's going on there, Jeff. On the back straightaway, it's Brian Matthews just putting some extra laps in during qualifying. Frank Chavez still doing the exact same thing as well. He's out here putting laps on the board, trying to figure out this tricky racetrack. The lady in black does not hold back. She is hard to tame here at Darlington Raceway. and it is a very tough track. You're going to be so close to the wall at all times, and you're going to hit that outside wall eventually tonight, and you just can't hurt your race car, cannot bend a toe link. You got to be smart about it tonight. Drew Kuhn on the track. Drew Kuhn, and that number 12, the silver bullet on the racetrack. Hill rounds turns 1 and 2. Now what can he do to improve here? Ooh, looks like a really good diamond off the back straightaway. Drew Kuhn with a solid lap time right there in the first half of the racetrack. Drew Kuhn, that number 12, silver bullet, looks to slot himself on the pole position on the front row. What can he do here for the first timing slap he has tonight? Kuhn off of corner number 4. 28.870. Kuhn goes 13th quickest, about a second off the pace of pole. Needs a big lap in lap number 2. Lap number 2, though, the tires come in a lot more. He goes personal best in the first sector on the first half of the racetrack. Drew Kuhn in the silver bullet machine, doing it all he can. He's absolutely sending it. Off of corner number 4. What can Drew Kuhn do tonight? Can he snatch pole from Eric Johnson? Oh, up tonight, though. Into the top 10 goes Drew Kuhn in the silver bullet. We have a few cars who, Brian Matthews hit the wall, so he will not set a time in both his qualifying lap. Terry Litwiller, Daniel Jackson, and Blake Hewlett, I believe, did the same. So, qualifying, should be about wrapping up here as we get ready to get these cars on the grid, on the field, ready to watch them race tonight. I know I'm excited for the Lady in Black. I know everyone else is. This track is so fun to watch. And so far, here is your drivers right now. No time for the guys in the back half of the field. Oh, and here we go, folks. We are here. Kari Wright getting onto the grid. I love that Jim Treat number 367 machine. It looks so good. That blue color looks so nice. A 367 Ford Mustang here for Treat. Zero Torque Racing League has some of the best racing here tonight. If you want to watch every week and not miss a thing, you want to subscribe to this channel, Screaker187, to get your weekly dose of Zero Torque action on the Speedway. We have 120 laps tonight. We do have a stage break. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're tuning in. It's going to be a long night, no doubt. We're waiting to get everyone ready and onto the grid, waiting to get these cars rolling for tonight's action on the Speedway. So here we look at our series partners, 2430 Esports, the Zero Torque Racing League Cup Series here tonight. The Luminary Concept, go check them out. They're a great brand. Tom's Tasty Taters and Walleye Fish Sandwiches as well. Bald Eagle Station on YouTube, premium car content for all. Go check them out. We see these sponsors on your right side of your screen there. These are what make it happen, what makes the broadcast go on, so you can see everyone here tonight on the racetrack as these drivers continue to grid up, getting ready to watch these guys battle around the racetrack. I think we might all be gridded up here, but I don't see Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's on pit road. Whoa. A lot of cars, a lot of front runners are not going to start this race where they qualified. Eric Johnson, Dustin Rogerson, Mark Kazin, Drew Kuhn, all top 10 qualifiers. So that puts Robert Tester on provisional pole and Akari Wright on the front row. Carson Youngblood and a throwback to Kyle Busch's number 18's Toyota. That looks very good. It's good to see an M&M car back on the track, but huge developments here. Johnson is down pit side. Rogerson as well. Mark Kazin. Favorites coming in tonight. Drew Kuhn. They're going to be behind the 8 ball. Or maybe they're smart here. Maybe they're hoping for a quick yellow. Get themselves out of the chaos here this evening. Akari Wright, Robert Tester, your front row tonight. Who will be in victory lane when it's all said and done? Last week we saw an amazing 3-wide finish, 0.00 across the start-finish line between Tester, Mark Kazin at the end there, and Akari Wright. Akari Wright wants redemption from last time. He'll come to the start-finish line. Geico restart zone, green flag in the air. We're racing at Darlington. Tester with a good launch on the bottom. Tester's going to clear off into corner number 1. Jim Treat looking to the inside. Treat looking to the inside for a second, almost makes contact with Wright. Wright's into the fence. Whoa, off the racetrack. Wright's all the way down to the inside. Here comes Carson Youngblood on the outside. A very disorganized start all around the outside pack. And Carson Youngblood's going to wrap the outside well. He'll slot into 3rd place. Akari Wright in 4th now. He started in the front row, had the control off the pace car. And well, now he's back to 4th, behind the 8 ball early. Oh, into the wall again. That one could be a big one. You have to wonder if the toe link is broke. That is a hard hit for Akari Wright, and it looks like he's coming down pit side. No! Lap 2 of the race. Lap 3, what a development. That is insane. One of our favorites out of this race. We go back to Robert Tester in the battle for the race lead. Here comes Jim Treat on the inside. He'll look for the lead on Tester. Clear up, clear. Treat to the lead in that 367 Ford. Tester will lead the first 2 laps of the evening. But lap 3 will be led by Jim Treat. And Carson Youngblood in that 16. Throwback to Kyle Busch. He's on the back bumper here of the 22. Further back, Eric Johnson, who started from the pit lane, in 4th. It's a very interesting that he's so far up after starting in the pit lane. Oh, it's the 7 of Samuel Longworth. What a great run he's having so far in the top 5. This team needs it. They're buried in the points. They need a good run tonight. The speed has been there at points, but the bad luck, the issues on pit road, the getting in crashes, that needs to stop tonight. He has a fast hot rod, and he's running down Eric Johnson in the 4th position. Johnson in 4th. He would have started on pole, I believe. So, on pole position. So, I'm really confused why Eric Johnson started from the pit lane. Not sure if he was kind of dozing off at the wheel or what, but either way, Eric Johnson comes out worse for it. Ron Millam in the top 10. Let's take you through the top 10, starting with our 10th place runner, Ron Millam. Not the highest in points, but some bad luck. Last week had a great car, got involved in an incident down the back straightaway. Whoa, as he's real loose off of corner number 2. Ron Millam, though, having a great start to the season. He's only ran a handful of races, not the full amount, as we see Daniel Jackson in the 51 getting to the outside wall behind him. Then we look in the 9th position, David Sharon in the top 10 in the 9th. He's needing a solid run as well to keep himself out of playoff contention and out of that bubble fight. Craig Bridge Jr. had such a good car last weekend. Led laps, was up front, got caught up in a wreck all by himself. Blake Hewlett slid in front of him. Night over for the number 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. We look at Wesley Briggs in this 7th spot, the 81, and another Days of Thunder throwback. This guy, the speed's there. And last week, I believe he got a top 10, was solid all night. Some execution issues as well with getting into issues or maybe bad pit calls from the 81 team. But tonight, they look to right the ship. Top 10 right now and solidly in it. Oh, we see a car in the wall in the back straightaway. Is that Ron Millam? Ron Millam indeed. Hard in the outside wall, similar to Akari Wright. Carson Youngblood has moved his way into the 2nd position over Robert Tester. Eric Johnson's all over the back bumper of the 22 right now. Here's Eric Johnson, Samuel Longworth in the top 5. Jason Steptoe, haven't talked about him yet. This 50 Harry Gant throwback. Running in the 6th position. was really good in points, entering Auto Club. A poor result last week, though, dropped him for sure, but looking for a bounce back. Top 6 run so far. Would like to make it a top 5. He's up 5 spots from where he started. That's pretty good here at Darlington. Hard to pass, and so far, so good for the number 50 machine. And Jim Treat out here leading this race, looks to put himself into the playoffs and not have to worry about the point situation that he is in at the moment. But Carson Youngblood, our points leader, he's starting to run him down. Shades of Kyle Busch in the golden days for him in the 18 Toyota Camry with M&Ms on the car. This 16 machine's headed towards the front. Not a great 1 and 2. Lost about a tenth of a second there to Treat there. But either way, he is hunting down Jim Treat. Look at him charge into the corner. He's able to charge it so much better than the 367 machine. And Diamond's off, so that looks like hard on the tires. But these top 5 have put 4 seconds to 6th place in Jason Steptoe. So lap traffic could be a thing sooner rather than later, and it's hard to pass here. Dustin Rogerson, he would have started this race in the 6th spot, but he started in the pit lane, so he's down 10 spots from where he would have started, but he's in 16th right now. Not as good as Eric Johnson was. And his little, from the pit lane, his little excursion from the pit lane. Terry Litwiller in the 17th position, that 69 Chevrolet. He's trying to charge his way forward as Ron Millam is about to get past here for the 15th. Oh, contact! Rogerson way sideways in 3 and 4. Somehow keeps it straight, and hard in the wall! Dustin Rogerson! Ron Millam on the inside! Contact through 3 and 4, excuse me, that ends off of 4. 2 cars absolutely totaled. We're going to have to take a look at that. It looked like Rogerson looked like he thought he was clear. The 47's front wheel is broken for sure. Let's take a replay of it. That was a hard hit nonetheless. Look at Ron Millam. He's on the fence here. It looks like 2 guys just going for that same spot on the racetrack. The 47 is coming down a lot more. You got to give him room, but he did just get off the wall, to be fair to the 47. But hard contact there with Dustin Rogerson. Ron Millam does not keep it straight. Look at this. Oh, man. That day is done for the 47 machine of Ron Millam. But Dustin Rogerson, a top 5 guy in points. This is not the night you want to see from the 23 Chevrolet. Unfortunate for the 23 car, and you see a Kari Wright right there. Oh my, a lot of cars coming through right there. Ooh, looky here, so tight. That was Stephen Blevins right there, or Jeff Lorway actually. Jeff Lorway barely escaping with his life, and Stephen Blevins about hits the 47 as well. But a tough end of the night for both of those drivers. Another look at it here. As we see off into corner number 4. Oh man, that looks bad from that point of view. And a hard contact right there. Night over for Dustin Rogerson. Whoa, man, that does not look good for Ron Millam. We got an in-car here of the driver. Might have just came down, obviously. Did just hit the outside wall. We're going to watch it from Ron's point of view here. Struggling with the balance of his race car. Oh, looks like, yeah. From my point of view there, from the 47, he's tight off exit, trying to keep it off the fence. Looks like the 23 could have given him a little more room on the inside. It's super hard to pass here, super tight. You got to realize that guy on the outside, he's drifting up. He's holding his lane. Hard to tell. Not my call to make at the end of the day. That is race control's call to make. As Eric Johnson has taken the race lead in this number 18 machine, as he's stayed out. Samuel Longworth, the number 7 Mobile 1 machine, he slots in P2. Pace lights are off. Eric Johnson, Samuel Longworth. Johnson, where he would have started if he didn't start from the pit lane. So we see Robert Tester down pit road. We see Jim Treat, Carson Youngblood. Rogerson and Millam came down pit road. Obviously, they were the cause of the caution. Now, obviously, those tires are going to be a big advantage about 10, 15 laps on them. But now you burn a set of tires. You have one less set for the whole rest of the race. And you have to use that setup going through traffic. Not a lot of guys going with them. Jason Steptoe, another one of those guys who did pit from the top 10. We're going to look at it here. Eric Johnson, Samuel Longworth, Craig Bridge Jr., David Sharon. What is happening here at the restart? Daniel Jackson really far back from Blake Hewlett. Not Blake Hewlett, Eric Johnson. It's at Eric Johnson's control when we go green flag in the Geico restart zone. Green flag flies. Johnson with a good launch. The number 7 right there behind him did not get the launch he was looking for, because here comes Daniel Jackson on the inside. Days of Thunder throwback clear into P2. Samuel Longworth will slot into 3rd. But Longworth was such a good car last run. Oh, we see a car on the fence back there. Car is scattering to try and keep it off him. Blake Hewlett looking inside. Ryan Matthews right behind him. Here comes the silver bullet, Drew Kuhn. Drew Kuhn slotting in the 8th spot, right where he started this race. Here comes Robert Tester on the fresh rubber under the 71 of Lorway. Side by side in 1 and 2. A hard corner to pass in, but he'll do it here off of corner number 2. 71's probably just going to let him by. Still in the top 10 for Lorway. So no, they're racing hard back there. Treat Steptoe flying around Frank Chavez on the fresh tires. Absolute pandemonium back here. The 16 with a great corner in 3 and 4. He'll look to the inside right here of the 50 car, entering turns 1 and 2. Tough pass here at this racetrack. They're going to come off on the older tires. Here comes Mark Kazin, and what a beautiful throwback he's in. Oh, they're all going to converge off of exit. Whoa, a big stack up from the 50 and the 16. They both get past. Triple overtake from Mark Kazin. 50 of Jason Steptoe clear to the inside. Here comes Carson Youngblood as well. He'll clear the number 71 of Lorway as Stephen Blevins hits the outside wall. Here comes Akari Wright. Front row starter. Got damaged. Had to come down pit side early in this race. As Daniel Jackson continues to run in P2. Here's Eric Johnson putting Dustin Rogerson another lap down on the racetrack. Jackson, Longworth. Craig Bridge Jr. running in 4th. David Sharon in 5th. Matthews in the 6th position. He just hits the outside retaining wall. He'll add his stripe to the lady in black. Darlington stripe's going to add up. Drew Kuhn trying to fend off the hungry 22 of Robert Tester. Jim Treat right behind him. These are the 2 leading cars on the fresh rubber. The next one to them is Mark Kazin in the 10th position. Not on screen at all. Here comes Kuhn. Big shove to the 22 on the inside. Trying to clear him up. And clear. Brian Matthews slotting back in another spot. Kuhn looking to the inside as well. Equal tires here for Kuhn. So a big pass here. Another guy in your strategy. You want to be as far up on your strategy as you can, because that enables you to be aggressive. Treat to the inside of Matthews. Jim Treat looking to clear Matthews off of corner number 2. Matthews gets a little high, has to get off the gas, and there goes Jim Treat clear. Look at Drew Kuhn. He's gotten back by the 22 car. Now looking to the inside of the number 4 of David Sharon. Really tight back there with Mark Kazin and Brian Matthews for 9th position. Here comes the 22 of Tester. Kuhn trying to defend. Maybe Kuhn did come down pit road. He is flying. I believe he might have. As the number 12 is absolutely on rails right now. The 4 into the fence off of corner number 2, and the 22 followed him into it. The 22 to the outside. Bunch of gaggle of cars in this top 10 fight right here. 4 car going to clear up. Ooh, that's tight off of exit. Jim Treat cut the 4. Break right there, but Jim Treat to the inside. Ooh, a little contact into turn number 1. Mark Kazin trying to follow him through. The 4 trying to throw a little block there, just trying to keep his nose there. The 79 trying to lean on him off of corner number 2. Side by side down the back straightaway. Here comes Carson Youngblood to the inside, trying to make use of the fresh tires. Jason Steptoe in the picture. 3, 4, 5 cars under a blanket. David Sharon got past. Oh, the 16's way loose off of exit. Here comes Brian Matthews on the outside. Steptoe and Akari Wright. Oh, Jason Steptoe just got a big bump from Akari Wright. Multiple laps down. 5 down is Akari Wright. Jason Steptoe running in the 12th position. David Sharon and Brian Matthews on the slide back on the older rubber. But right now, it is all smooth sailing for Eric Johnson in this number 18 Toyota Camry. Daniel Jackson in the 2nd position. Excuse me. Samuel Longworth still in 3rd, so a great run tonight for Samuel. Once he just hits the outside wall there, but... Oh, and another hit. I was about to say that's okay to hit the wall a little bit, but you can't hit it too much. You don't want to break a toe link here in this next-gen car. That means your car is going to drive absolutely horrid. As Craig Bridge Jr. is starting to slide back on the old rubber. Here comes Treat. Oh, almost contact. There might have been contact. Treat with a head of steam on the fresh rubber, trying to get by Craig Bridge Jr. Oh, man, they're giving him no room. As Mark Kazan looking to the inside of Treat. Mark does a good job entering the corner side by side. Whoa, contact! Kazan sideways off of corner number 4. And Kazan gassed her up there into the side of Jim Treat, and he paid the price for it. Tire's going to be hot. They're all going to be mad now from that big slide. He's going to have to get her all settled down. Is Mark Kazan in the number 79 Toyota. Craig Bridge Jr., one of the last few cars on the strategy to hang on. Oh, really holding the 16 tight. Excuse me. See Carson Youngblood back up into the 8th position, your points leader. Johnston, Jackson, Longworth, none of those have changed, but Drew Kuhn has now starting to reel them in best of his ability. Robert Tester, Jim Treat are going to want to do the same. They would like to jump these guys because they don't want them to come down pit road, have the fresh rubber, and have that advantage for the whole rest of the time. Great race we've had so far. Some great side-by-side racing throughout the pack. We'll find our battles here. Back to Jim Treat right here. Frank Chavez trying to pass Stephen Blevins. He's down 6 spots from where he started. He started in the top 10 to Blevins, so unfortunate start to his race. Jeff Lorway up some spots. Terry Litwiller. Blake Hewlett in 13th. Steptoe. They're in the picture, though, for a top 10 run is Sharon and Matthews. Or not Sharon, excuse me. Bridge and Matthews right there battling for the number 10 spot. Matthews is going to get by David P. Sharon. Craig Bridge Jr. right there in 9th. Youngblood in 8th. Oh, contact to the outside wall goes Mark Kazan. Eric Johnson continues to lead, but Daniel Jackson has started to run him down in that 51 Toyota. This might spell trouble for Eric Johnson because the 51 did not pit for tires. He was almost a second and a half clear of the 51, so something has gone awry as Samuel Longworth has gotten caught by the fresh tire pack of guys. Just keep your car clean, Samuel. We'll come back to you here. Realize you have a really good race car right now, and they're down a set of tires on you. Oh, contact, though, in the outside wall. It's okay. A Darlington stripe now and then doesn't hurt anyone, right? Down the outside. There's the 7. There goes the 16 to the inside. Clear, clear, clear. So the number 7, after a good 20 laps, now finally falls behind the fresh tire car. So that worked out pretty good for him. And Johnson, oh, Jackson down pit side. Daniel Jackson down pit road. Interesting there, about in the 1/4 way through the race. So I wonder if he's trying to split this race into 4, make 3 stops on the track. See if that will be the strategy tonight. Eric Johnson just put him a lap down. There's Drew Kuhn in 2nd now. Robert Tester in 3rd. 4th is Jim Treat. Treat lost the track position, and he's now not really gotten it back yet. What a great race so far, though. Some beating, some banging, some... We saw one incident so far in 36 laps. Darlington's a tough track, though, folks. People at home can attest, and guys who I race, or obviously the real-life drivers, have it a little worse than us, but it is a tough track to tame. It is too tough to tame, as Brian Matthews has passed Craig Bridge Jr. now, as Bridge is on the back burner right here. He was running in the top 5, the long run, not his suit, and whoa, contact! Cars in the wall! No, the 3 again! Runs over by... David Sharon ran over the 3, entering turns 1 and 2. He looks mad. 2 weeks in a row. And Akari Wright, after taking himself out of the race early, well, he just got probably taken out of the race again. Some solid damage there, but Craig Bridge Jr. into the outside retaining wall, not of his own doing, gets a big old hit from the number 4 car. And this is the product of this racetrack, though. You're going to see it down into turn number 1. This 4 car is about 2 car lengths back. He enters this corner deep and just runs over the number 3 car. 3 cars losing it. The 1 car just happens to be there. Man, that... And the 4 car gets damage from it too, so I'm just not quite sure David's doing there. Just miscalculation at its finest, but that's going to hurt his night as well. A playoff bubble driver. And the number 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. just cannot catch a break. Hopefully they can get that car repaired, get him back out there without losing a lap, or at least 2 laps, to try to keep him in the fight. But man, tough, tough night. Tough couple of weeks for him. You can watch it. This is probably a very bad view of it. Oh my. He just sends it off. I mean, probably wouldn't have made the corner. And the 4 car, yeah, looks like something broke in that car as well. Look at the 4 car. And David Sharon. Not a great view. The right front is the side that has damage. It might just be a little bit of body damage on the right front, but we don't know. It might have broke a toe link. Either way, unfortunate. Not of his own doing yet again. We're back to live racing. Pit stops on the racetrack. Eric Johnson staying out. Another set of tires saved. Tester, Kuhn, all those guys who pit on the first stop, they are down pit side. But Samuel Longworth, a guy we have talked about so much tonight, at what a great run he's having. It's such a hard racetrack, a driver's track if there ever was a driver's track. A great run he's having. Craig Bridge Jr. off the racetrack, looking to stay on the lead lap. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad there for Craig. That's so unfortunate. Blake Hewlett down pit road. Reporting he's had issues on his machine. Unfortunate for him. Eric Johnson, we got the 1 to go. 1 to go here right now. So stage break at lap 50. So we'll have 11 laps till the next caution. There's 3 sets in the pits tonight. So some guys have hopefully only have used 1. So these guys are going to be on... this strategy could work. Just have 2 sets in the pits. Everyone does. Just who has the fresher tires now. If you're the 7, you can go all out here. Go get some stage points. Or you can really nurse these tires around. Go about a lap down and maybe stay out and try and save a set of tires for the end of the race. You're going to have to just see how it all plays out. As Eric Johnson, Drew Kuhn, they're going to lead the field. 2 Toyotas, then 2 Ford Mustangs. Eric Johnson's discretion when we go green. He'll launch in the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. Johnson clear. Not as bad of a launch, though, for the outside. Much more organized. Kuhn on the outside, though, trying to hold on. These fresh tires, though, they're going to be marching up on the 18's back bumper for the stage win. Kuhn powers through 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. He makes contact with the wall, but the momentum keeps up. Tester and Treat right behind him. Good corner, entering the corner there for Drew Kuhn. He'll put a gap there on the 22. The 22 slips up off of corner exit. Going to lose 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 spots now. And Brian Matthews in the 7th position here, trying to get some solid stage points. David Sharon, who spun out Craig Bridge Jr. a second ago, he's in the top 10 as well. Here comes Jason Septo coming to the front in 8th. No one can put a foot to this number 18 Toyota right now. Whoa, the 16 loose off of exit there. Tester running in 5th. Bit of a gap there to Mark Kazin, about good car lengths back there. As Eric Johnson putting a gap here on Drew Kuhn. If they have fresher tires, I just cannot see how he's doing this. Let me look at when they pit though. Let's take a look at that. I'd like to see that. Pit stop strategy of the night. Johnson has not made a stop, so it is amazing. I wonder if these guys took tires. Not sure. Either way, very surprising that Eric Johnson's still able to keep the pace he has compared to these guys on the fresh rubber. Jim Treat, Carson Youngblood. Oh, little moment there. Blinkage there from one of our drivers of Carson Youngblood and Tester. Side by side, Treat and Youngblood. Jim Treat needs a good night. Doesn't need to be for contact off of 4. This is what I'm talking about. You have to not do these things trying to hold on to a spot. He has a good car tonight. Long, long way to go for Jim Treat and everyone in this field. The 16 just hit the outside retaining wall. That's going to slow him up mid-corner. Treat trying to get the drive off. Does not have it. Here comes the 22 looking inside. Blocked from the 36-7 machine. 22 is going to get to the inside. How well can he roll it? He's going to slide up, make him a good squeeze. Clear, clear, clear off of corner number 4. Treat falls back to 5th now into the clutches of Mark Kazin in the 6th position. But for these guys, they're not going to fall any worse than 6. Matthews is a good 3 seconds off of Kazin. So if I'm Jim Treat, yes, you want stage points, but you do not want to put yourself in a bad spot. Eric Johnson is absolutely checked out right now from Drew Kuhn and Carson Youngblood. Excuse me. Matthews 7th, 8th is Steptoe. Terry Litwiller into the top 10 for the 69 car. First time tonight we've seen him in the top 10. Good run so far. Longworth, who did come down pit side there, he's into the top 10, so he's getting stage points. That's good, but you know he wishes for a bit more with how the season's gone. Needs those points to add up. David Sharon just missing out on some stage points right now. Jeff Lorway in the 71 Chevrolet this week, not a Ford Mustang. So, bit of a switch up there for Jeff. Not the Ford we're accustomed to seeing from him. Frank Chavez in 13th, solid so far, up 2 from where he started. So Craig Bridge Jr. is on the racetrack still. He's not a lap down, so he's still out there competing with these guys. But still, unfortunately, what has happened to Daniel Jackson? This number 20 car, he's 4 laps down, or not 20, the 51 car. Very intrigued to see what happened to him. Stephen Blevins is down pit side, coming and getting tires. There's a few laps to go, so I'm not sure the strategy call there from the 52 car. He'll be the first car lap down because those other cars are multiple laps down as long as he doesn't go that many down. As here comes Tester to the inside of Youngblood. Youngblood's just going to let him go there. That's a smart move from the 16 car. Because, I mean, it's easy to make a mistake and wreck yourself in the car on your outside here with how hard it is to pass. So if I'm Youngblood, capitalize on a good solid top 5 in the points in the stage right here. Be smart about it. As well, he caught Drew Kuhn fast at Robert Tester. Drew Kuhn's going to fight all he can, though, to keep him behind. Battle back here at Treat and Kazin as well. Longworth has made his way up to 9th, further back. Every stage point matters here. Season's long. Every point adds up, though. Kazin has gotten by Jim Treat, though. Kuhn trying to wrap the bottom racetrack. Here comes Tester on the outside. He is there. Clear off of corner number 4. Whoa, Kuhn tries to slot in. The 16 under the outside wall trying to avoid him. Carson Youngblood's going to get around Drew Kuhn as well. So Kuhn back to 4th now. He's losing 2 spots here in the next few laps. White flag, though, on the stage. Eric Johnson has showed everyone what's up so far tonight. Started from the pit lane. And so far, it's been his show. Eric Johnson rounds corner number 4. He'll see the green-white checkered flag. He will win this stage here at Darlington. Kazin will come home in 5th. Treat 6th. Steptoe in 7th. Caution is out. Longworth makes his way up to 8th there, so 3 stage points for him. Brian Matthews in 9th. In 10th place is Jeff Lorway, rounding out your stage point finishers. But Eric Johnson, the car to beat so far tonight. So far, a great race so far. Some side-by-side, some door banging, some big crashes, some mistakes, but nonetheless, some fun racing so far. Robert Tester in second. A solid stage here for the 0X Racing team, as they're all up here right now with Tester, Youngblood in the top 5. And sadly, though, they did lose Dustin Rogerson. He is on the racetrack, but he's 17 laps down, so very unlikely he gets any spots back tonight. Terry Litwiller. Oh, okay. Confused on what's going on here. Eric Johnson's going to pull it down pit side. I'm confused on what these cars back here are doing. I think they're supposed to pass the pace car. Interesting. They might go a lap down here. What is going on? Oh my god. I'm confused. So I think these cars, so here's Frank Chavez. Ryan Matthews finishing the top 10 in the stage there. So, oh, is he out of gas? Is the 28 out of gas? He's limping it down on pit road. Did he make a pit stop? What has happened? So I think Brian Matthews has just ran out of gas. I don't see how Craig Bridge Jr. or any of the others are like that. Here comes Frank Chavez, though. Oh my god. So, here's the battle off pit road. Not much of a battle. Eric Johnson had that all wrapped up. Tester second. Third is Kazan. Treat fourth. Fifth is Steptoe. Sixth is Kuhn. Carson Youngblood. He's going to lose a good amount of spots. He'll fall back to 7th. Out of the top 5. Number 7 down pit side still. Oh, so he might lose some spots. So what is... Okay, so the number 7 is Samuel Longworth. He'll lose 2 spots there to the 13 and the 71. I'm not sure if he's repairing some damage or what. Jason Steptoe on the racetrack. So now it's showing Bridge, June. So Craig Bridge is now a lap down, it's showing. Jackson is 3. And Matthews, I think Brian Matthews is now behind Eric. So he's behind Daniel Jackson. So I'm assuming the 28 has ran out of gas, and now he is stalled down pit side, and he's lost multiple laps because of that. That or something else happened that I did not pick up on the pylon. Craig Bridge Jr. obviously got some damage. He's going to fight David Sharon for the free pass, the man who got him the damage. So we'll see how that all shakes up here, because the caution will most likely come out before this race is all said and done. Eric Johnson, though, we're 1 to go here on the green flag. Pace car, lights are off. So Eric Johnson's been the car to beat so far in the first half of the race. We have 66 laps to go when we go green flag racing. It's Eric Johnson's discretion when we go green again. Johnson to the Guy Car restart zone. Green flag flies. Mark Kazan on the inside. A good launch from him in 3rd. He'll look to get to the inside of the 22. Trying to clear him off exit here, though. Not going to happen. Tester powers around the outside. Drew Kuhn to the fence further back. Youngblood all the way down to the apron to try to avoid him. Steptoe has marched his way into the top 5. He stepped his way all the way up there. You see what I did there? Here comes Robert Tester, though, trying to fend for the race lead on Eric Johnson. Put some pressure on this 18 car because he's had none of it so far the first 54 laps of this race. Robert Tester trying to track him down. Jim Treat has slotted his way to 3rd, so Mark Kazan, not a good restart. Jason Steptoe, defensive line into turns 3 and 4. Or maybe just letting them by there. Did not enter the corner deep at all. Drew Kuhn losing some spots there. Frank Chavez in the top 10. Longworth looking like he got to the outside wall. He's going to fall back a little bit. Here comes Lorway to the inside in the 71. Terry Litwiller in the 11th position. So now the battle for the free pass spot is now between Craig Bridge Jr. and David Sharon. My Siri was going off. If we look at David Sharon, he's actually ahead of Craig Bridge Jr. right now, so not under too much of a threat. He's a little further back with the damage. We have a battle for the race lead right now. Mark Kazin looked like he just got into the fence. And he definitely did, because here comes the 16 of Carson Youngblood round the outside and clear into turn number 3. Eric Johnson passing the lap car of Akari Wright. Jim Treat and Tester will do the same without any issue. Right out there just trying to get laps in, hoping for some other guys to fall out of this race as he runs 20th right now. Trying to get the race lead. Tester wants it. He wants the clean air. He wants the control of the race. Tester with a good run down the backstretch. He pokes inside there, entering turns 3 and 4. Always going to get the clean air right there. Looking to the inside. He's there. Tester to the inside. Off of corner number 4. Johnson powers on the outside. Johnson doing a great job down the back straightaway, or the front straightaway, to keep ahead of the 22 machine. As though they're both into the fence. Tester a little more. This is all opening the door for Jim Treat to run them both down. Youngblood a little further back, 1.4 seconds back is Carson Youngblood. Not out of the picture, though, with how these guys are fighting. From my point of view, the Eric Johnson machine may be saving tire a bit more than the 22 and the 367 machines. And Johnson right here, your race leader, trying to fend off Robert Tester. Tester looking to get to the outside there, nothing doing. Had to check up off of exit. Maybe the dirty air from the 18 did that to him. Youngblood slapped 4/10 of a second here in the last time we looked at him in the last lap. On the timing sheets, he's down now to 0.8 of a second. So Carson Youngblood on the charge. Your points leader, ladies and gentlemen. And he's charging to the top 4, or the top 3, excuse me. Steptoe and Kuhn back here in their own little zip code as Robert Tester continues the pressure right here. So now we have a 4-car battle for the race lead down the back straightaway. Tester just wants the clean air, wants to pass him. He's going to get to the inside this time. Can he stick it there, though? The 18 had a good run last time. He'll have a good run this time, but a little closer is the 22. For the 22, it seems like the top is where the 18 is rolling good. You got to find a way to use that top to your advantage. You get a good run down the front straightaway, or mainly the backstretch. The backstretch seems to be where you can really send it off into the corner and get the spot made up. Tester's having a hard time getting around Eric Johnson right now. And Johnson's doing everything right now. He's defending, but it looks like he's saving tire while doing it. And if that's the case, well, Eric Johnson's doing a great job, and later in the run, he will start to set sail from these other guys. Yeah, Tester dips down a little bit before the 18. The 18 just gets such a good exit off the corner, so maybe Tester going a little less early turn into the corner could help him off the exit, but either way, he is all up the back bumper here of the 18 car. Dirty air plays a factor. Tester in second, Jim Treat in third. Youngblood fourth right now. Top 5 has been solidly the top 5 all night, as these 5 seem to be far and away the best cars. They're 3 seconds clear of 6th place as a group. So without a doubt, they are the class of the field tonight at a tough racetrack. Samuel Longworth still going backwards. Not sure what happened to the number 7 car. He was so good early on. Get a view of him here, running in 10th. In the top 10, a good run for the 7, as he just pounded the outside wall. But really, it looked like a top 5 car, a solidly in the top 10, not a 10th place car, a car that could compete tonight. And right now, running where he is, not where he would like to be. Jeff Lorway, though, great job from him. He's running ninth, no mistakes tonight, as we see a lot of mistakes, as you see on the pylon. A lot of guys 3, 4, 5, 7 laps down from their own accord, or, well, getting ran over, or just some unfortunate wrecks. Not sure what happened to the 28 of Brian Matthews, though, as he has resumed himself on the racetrack. Eric Johnson, though, and Robert Tester starting to separate, as Jim Treat now has a Carson Youngblood to the inside. The 16 Chevrolet looking to the inside for the pass, as the 22 looks to the race lead. Can he get the race lead? He'll stay side by side down the front stretch. Needs to side draft. Oh, I don't think he's going to lose it entering turn 1. Oh, Tester had to check up to not run over the 18. But right here, he gasses it up mid-corner, trying to get the drive off. Good corner there for the 22. He'll look to the inside again, trying to dive it off into the corner. Where will the 18 go? The 18 goes low. The 22 gets a sniff of clean air on the outside middle lane there. But now Youngblood's up the 22's rear bumper as they come up on Craig Bridge Jr. ahead. With damage to the 3 car, so he'll try and stay out of the way as best he can. 22 trying to have a good exit. Good job arcing the corner there. 3 car riding the wall, trying to stay out of the way of the top 5. Tester all over the back bumper right now. Tester not able. Oh, big loose from the 18. That might open the door. Tester right on his rear bumper entering turn 1. Robert Tester putting all the pressure here on Eric Johnson, not giving him a chance to breathe. Focused, dialed is Eric Johnson on keeping that 22 behind him. Ooh, maybe a bit of bumper there. Might be getting a little fed up here. Getting held up from the 18 car. Might be time to be like, hey, you better let me go, or you're going to get the bumper here from the 22. And Youngblood just sitting behind them both, being like, okay, guys, burn your stuff up. I'm going to sit here in third, kind of save a little and manage my gap while you two battle it out for the race lead. Youngblood was able to run them down fast and get to the race. Oh, as here comes Robert Tester. He's there, off of corner number 2, entering 3. Side by side with the lead. Eric Johnson's just going to give it to him. He's going to give it up here. Can Johnson get a good runoff exit? No, he doesn't. And now that might open the door for Carson Youngblood, as now the 18's in dirty air. A block thrown on the 16. And 16 trying to clear, but now we're going to see how fast Robert Tester is. Whoa, the lap car! Right in front of him, checks him up 3 wide down the backstretch. Here comes the 18, right on by. Side by side, though, who gets the runoff? The 22 trying to stay clear for the race lead. He doesn't do it. Oh, the 16. Whoa, that was tight off of corner number 4. Into the traffic already. Here comes the 4, David Sharon. He's the next lap car. He's going to park it on the inside. And there's another one of the Blake Hewlett. Lap cars galore. The 80. Oh, that was so tight off of corner number 2. 3 wide again. Here comes Carson Youngblood trying to take advantage. Blake Hewlett just parking in the middle right there. So little room for mistake. Treat and Kazan get by. Johnson trying to stay on the inside of Youngblood. Youngblood sent it off into the corner there. Clear into P2. Took advantage of the lap cars holding up the race leaders. Were able to get to the outside of Eric Johnson. And Johnson sliding back. More lap car trouble. Here comes Austin Norris now. Right in front of the race leaders. This is brought back in. Jim Treat and Mark Kazan into play. Treat with a big run. He'll clear him before entering the next corner. That's good for Jim Treat. Doesn't affect that whole corner. Johnson all over the back bumper now of Carson Youngblood. Tester in the number 1 position. Now here comes Youngblood. He'll look to the inside. Tester sends it off into the corner. Robert Tester had a good 3 and 4 there. That will fend off the 16 for now. But he looks to be the one under pressure right now. Further back, Jason Steptoe in 7th and Drew Kuhn in 6th. They just don't seem to have the cars. They're managing that traffic now as well. That the top 5 cars do is, oh, almost a little contact there with Blake Hewlett, excuse me. Tester leading this race. Youngblood in 2nd, Johnson in 3rd, Treat 4th, 5th is Kazan, Kuhn is 6th, 7th is Jason Steptoe. Frank Chavez in the top 10. What a great run from him tonight in the Days of Thunder throwback. Jeff Lorway right behind him in 9th, and Samuel Longworth looked so good early. Not sure what's going on with the car right now, but still in the top 10, a solid run tonight. And Terry Litwiller, the last car on the lead lap in the 69 Chevrolet. Everyone else is 2 or more laps down on the track, as here comes Youngblood to the lead. Battling side by side. He'll put the slider on the 22. new race leader, 16 car. Carson Youngblood now clear for the race lead. Tester right there in second now. Johnson going to put the pressure on him too. So now does Carson Youngblood have the struggle in the clean air? It is a little easier to follow a car than lead. But my oh my, we've seen 2 passes for the lead now. Or a bunch of passes and battling for the race lead. Seems like the race leader just cannot get away from the rest of the cars. But we'll see here with Carson Youngblood if that's different. We didn't see that early on in the race. Early on, we saw Eric Johnson absolutely pull away quick and fast from the rest of the guys. Treat and Kazan starting to drop back, about 1.3 back for a Treat from the race lead, and about 2.1 for Kazan. Starting to lose the handle on the car a bit earlier than these other guys are. As here comes Johnson looking to the inside. Later in the run, the 18 comes alive, and there's contact! Robert Tester goes around! Keeps it off the fence pretty good. Oh, Mark Kazan. Oh, that was so close. Robert Tester goes for a spin. He's not going to be happy. Looks like the 22 might, though, have done that himself. Let's get a view at it. Here right now, down we got a blimp view. That's probably a good view to have, or chopper view, yes. We're going to have it. Oh, the 18 comes up, and around goes the 22. Does a good job here, locking the brakes down. You see they're going to get locked there. Rear tires locked. Front tires are locked. From Tester. Ooh, just a little wall scrape. No harm, no foul. That car's all right. But either way, I mean, the track position damage is done. He's going to lose 2 spots. He's mad he about got wrecked. So, some drama there with the race leaders with under 40 laps to go now. We see contact with Eric Johnson trying to get back to the race leaders. Here comes the race leaders down pit road. Youngblood and Eric Johnson. Jim Treat now. Whoa, big stack up. Entering pit road, and there's contact. That might be now an unsafe pit entrance for the 79. And Drew Kuhn enters without issue. So does Steptoe, Chavez, Lorway, Litwiller, and Longworth. Trying to catch up to the field right here is the number 7. See Terry Litwiller down the back. Oh my. That's not pit road. That is old pit road. Terry maybe made a miscalculation a little bit, because that is, I didn't know you could go there on the racetrack. Well, no harm, no foul. Who comes out with the race lead? Youngblood. Jack will drop, but the 18 of Eric Johnson's going to get it. Treat's going to get second. I believe he did. Oh no, Youngblood got it. Jason Steptoe will be next in 4th. Good job, pit crew. Kazan 5th. Chavez 6th. Lorway 7th. Robert Tester still down pit road. Maybe repairing some damage he might have gotten from spinning out. Didn't look like hard contact, but these cars sometimes can be sensitive. Here comes Samuel Longworth off pit road. Looks like he will come out in 8th place. Drew Kuhn a little further back. Maybe he has some damage on his number 12 Toyota. Terry Litwiller off pit road now. Probably about the time he would have come out. As here comes Eric Johnson. Some cars taking the wave around here. You see the 23, the 51 right there. Oh my. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's blinking a little bit. Dustin Rogerson, though, he's a few laps down as there's the lights off on the pace car. Eric Johnson's retaking control of this race, and I don't think they have to pit again for fuel. With 39 laps to go, drivers made it the whole 50 laps on the first run. So now it's all about how many sets has everyone used so far. And if we get one more caution, so we're going to look right here on the scoring pylon. Johnson's used 2 sets. Treat, this is his third. Chavez has used 2. Lorway 2. So some guys are down to their last set that they have on right now. That's all of the top 4 aside from Johnson. That's not good for everyone else. That is for sure. Giving Eric Johnson another set in the pits as it stands. But Johnson, Treat, are going to lead this field back to the green flag. Ooh, big second up there on the inside lane. Green, green, green. Johnson with a good launch. The outside lane back there side by side. The Youngblood is Treat. Jim Treat trying to stay in second. He knows how important track position is. Some contact. Youngblood and Treat. Treat up the racetrack. Clear into second goes Carson Youngblood. Mark Kazin, whoa, gives him a break. Does Treat. Treat came up in front of him. About got spun because of it. Big blocks thrown. Almost a wreck, but it all stays straight. Jason Steptoe in 5th. First time we've really seen him in the top 5 tonight. Chavez in 6th. Lorway 7th. Kuhn in 8th, looking to the inside. Or trying to. Robert Tester in 9th, trying to rebound after being spun, and the reason for the caution. Looks to the inside of the 12. Oh, almost got sideswiped. Good run off the corner. Longworth will take advantage as well. Maybe Samuel Longworth has gotten whatever was wrong with that car fixed as he's starting to charge back through the field. Youngblood, though, all up the back bumper here for the race lead. It is go time. No more pit stops left unless we see a caution. And right now, Carson Youngblood knows it. He looks to the inside. Is further back. Tester looking to the inside of Chavez. They're all over the place down the back straightaway. Drew Kuhn trying to close to the back bumper. Chavez going to fall back to 7th there. Still a good run for that number 13 machine. Youngblood is being ran down by Treat, and so is Eric Johnson. Youngblood knows the clean air is king, and Johnson's saving tire right now. He was really good in the long run. Good run off corner exit, though, for Carson Youngblood. Keeping the pressure just like Robert Tester did, but you want to get the race lead now to use up if you're going to go hard early in the run. He's there. Can he stay side by side? He does. Into the wall goes the 18. Advantage 16. He'll lead that lap. He'll look to the inside and 1. Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to drive it in off deep. Clear, clear, clear. Up does the 16. Now can Jim Treat and Mark Kazin get around him as well? And all these guys have put a gap to Jason Steptoe, who's now getting ran down by Robert Tester in the 22 car. Youngblood now has taken the race lead. Your points leader. He has 2 wins apiece so far this season. He'd like to make it 3 at the Lady in Black. Johnson in 2nd would like a victory himself. Treat in 3rd. Mark Kazin in 4th. And there goes Steptoe going down to 6th place. Robert Tester up into 5th. The Harry Gant throwback car still running good, though, in 6th place. Drew Kuhn in the Silver Bullet. Some great looking schemes tonight, guys. Really appreciate the work to make this look like throwback weekend. Samuel Longworth in the number 7 machine. What a great run here in 8th. Frank Chavez in 9th. And a Days of Thunder throwback. Jeff Lorway in the final spot in the top 10. But Terry Litwiller, he wants that top 10 tonight. And you see Austin Norris, who's multiple laps down, make that 8. Whoa! What's wrong with the 7 there? Down the back straightaway. Did he get into the fence? Oh no, keeper straight. Having such a good run right now. Johnson, just a 0.3 of a second gap now to Carson Youngblood. One of the bigger leads we've seen since the stage break at lap 50. Maybe trying to open that up. Eric Johnson seems really glued to the outside of the racetrack, trying to save some tire perhaps. Oh, as he just got into the fence along with Carson Youngblood in front of him. Pretty square though, not like a car you right early in the race, as Ray has passed the car of Blevins, so being out there 23 laps down has paid off somewhat tonight. Robert Tester in 5th. He's got Daniel Jackson right in front of him right here, who's 15th, 7 laps down. So there's 11 cars in the lead lap. Everyone else is 2 or more down from 12th on down. Craig Bridge Jr. has passed David Sharon in 12th, so he will be the free pass. He got 1 lap down once this, if a caution, is to fly. Youngblood now going to get to the inside here as Sharon, so he is 3 laps down. So the only car 2 laps down now is the number 3 car. Eric Johnson gets by the lap car as well, the 4. Treat, Kazan, all of them get by, no problem. No holdups. Robert Tester in 5th. Jason Steptoe has gotten ran down by Drew Kuhn. And that Silver Bullet and the Harry Gant throwbacks. I love these cars. These might be my favorite cars on the track tonight. If you couldn't tell. That or Carson Youngblood's number 16 Kyle Throwbash. Kyle Busch throwback car. It looks very, very good out here. And well, it's starting to look like old KB. As he's starting to put a gap here on Eric Johnson. As Eric Johnson's starting to slide around. Not sure if he's saving tire or not. Hard to say you're saving tire when you're hitting the outside wall and sliding off exit. Jim Treat trying to wrap it. He's had a strong night all night tonight. Started 5th. Has ran so good tonight. Has Treat. Mark Kazan in 4th. Tester in 5th. Jason Steptoe in 6th. But now he has Drew Kuhn all up his rear bumper for 6th. He'll look to the inside as we've hit 25 laps to go here tonight. Kuhn to the inside though. He wants 6th place. So hard to pass here at Darlington. Did you wonder if Jason just kind of lets him by? Looks like he lifted off into the corner there. Let the 12 car go. Longworth in 8th is Terry Litwiller. Starting to charge to the front here. He's up into 9th place. Looking for 8th here on the 7 of Longworth. Chavez 10th. Florway is falling outside the top 10, excuse me. Man, there is so much lap traffic all around. It's hard to know who's the lead lap cars and who's not with all the problems we've had tonight. Eric Johnson got all full mirror of the 367 machine of Jim Treat. That number and that whole paint scheme, that's another one I love tonight. Those are definitely the top 4 schemes. That blue is just so popping on the racetrack under the lights here at Darlington. So some great paint schemes, some great driving tonight as Youngblood kind of just hovering around that 0.6 to 0.7 of a second, 0.5 of a second lead right now as it stands as Youngblood. A little in and out of reality. No harm, no foul right there. Jim Treat trying to get around though. The 18 of, if Eric Johnson gets passed by Jim Treat, I don't think he will win this race. I don't believe he'll save enough tires. Whoa, Craig Bridge Jr. slow down the backstretch. Could that be a caution? He's trying to limp her home. Oh my. I don't believe he's off the racing line right now, so I don't think it'll be a caution even if he does stop on the racetrack. But either way, tough night, man. That is so unfortunate. Youngblood continuing to hold his gap. Here's Johnson in 2nd. Treat in 3rd. Mark Kazan in 4th. Robert Tester has rallied back after the spin and getting spun out up into the top 5. Here's Drew Kuhn as he's passed Jason Steptoe. Terry Litwiller he's passed Samuel Longworth. So Litwiller up into 7th in the 69 car. Good run for him. Chavez. Oh, wait. What's happening? Scoreboard's going all wonky here. But Frank Chavez is in 9th. Very odd with the scoreboard there. Here's Jeff Lorway in 10th and Longworth. What has happened, my guy? Back into 11th place. Oh, my gosh. So unfortunate. And he's 26 seconds off the race lead. Not too far from going a lap down. Lap times around here 29, 30-second lap times in this part of the run. As the leader's last time was a 29.6 for Carson Youngblood. Slightly, marginally quicker, 3/100ths, was Eric Johnson with a 61 instead of a 64. The quickest lap time, though, was Robert Tester by 0.2. Quickest car on the racetrack and probably on a bit of a warpath to get back to the back bumper of Eric Johnson. Here's Carson Youngblood leading this race, has a 2nd advantage over Eric Johnson. Starting to wrap a pretty bow right now if it all stays clean and green. We've had a lot of issues tonight. Could we see one more to spice up this finish and let those guys with fresh tires eat? And let the guys that don't, they're going to go famine here. But Samuel Longworth in the 11th spot, he's got to fight tooth and nail to stay on the lead lap, because if that caution does come out, he's one of those guys that have fresh tires. Now, he will get the free pass, so don't do it too bad. Here comes Carson Youngblood. He'll go a lap down. Oh, as he's in the fence. Oh, way in front of Eric Johnson. He swerves wide again into the outside wall. That might have hurt the race car.
Not sure what's happened tonight. Such a strong start to the night for the 7 car. Qualified in 9th. He's still only 1 lap down, so still could go his way if a caution would fly, and he does have another set in the pits, so I think Eric Johnson wants a caution right now. Get the fresh tires, charge through the field, and get a checkered flag. But he's starting to run down Carson Youngblood right now. The second lead. Blitz lost 4, almost 5/10 of that lead now. 16 laps to go. Treat has lost the top 2. Tester has passed Mark Kazin. Man, Tester is flying right now. Second quickest car on the track that lap, or third quickest car on the track that time behind the race leader barely, and a 10th slower than the man in second who's starting to run down the race leader as he blinks all over in reality. In and out. Youngblood, your race leader, trying to hang on. 15 more laps to go at the Lady in Black. Can he hang on here at Darlington? Throwback weekend all up here. He wants to be prime Kyle Busch in the 16 car throwback. But he's got Eric Johnson just absolutely hounding him here in second place. The lap traffic going to be an issue again. Blake Hewlett goes high. Tries to stay out of the way. Oh, almost contact with Eric Johnson. And Johnson has to make evasive actions yet again. But it doesn't matter. Johnson gains still on Carson Youngblood. Looks like a flat almost there. Really weird. I think it's just blinking, though, from the internet or service. As the lap car gets in the wall in front of him. Stephen Blevins in front of him. Austin Norris. Just stay out of the way. Clear this traffic better than Eric Johnson, and he may just win this race. Blevins gets off the racetrack. Austin Norris does, but it doesn't help the 18. Or the 16. It helps the 18. He's close to the back bumper. Look at the 18 here. He does such a good job arcing the corner exit. It's so tempting to come down that track earlier than intended. Jim Treat's starting to catch those lap traffic cars right now. Youngblood coming to the line. 12 more laps to go. And Youngblood has a mirror full of Johnson, and he's got to do everything right. Aero block it. Run exactly his lane. So what he's doing is he's turning down there. Turn down just a little bit earlier. Run it a little longer, and you're going to hurt the corner exit speed with the dirty air here on Eric Johnson. And look at that. He gets a whole half a lane higher than the 16 car entering the corner. Now he's going to go a little half a lane lower to get clean air on the front spoiler. Or splitter, excuse me. That's a good corner. You see what I mean there? Once he sniffs clean air, he does so good mid-corner. But watch it right here. If the 16 is able to stay in front of him right here. No corner exit speed, nothing. Does a great job taking the air away from the 18 car. And that time in 1 and 2, he'll lose ground to Carson Youngblood. Or maybe just the strength is 1 and 2 for the 16. The strength for the 18 is 3 and 4. Here comes Brian Matthews. Ooh, super tight. But here comes Johnson. Big run off of corner number 4. The lap car affecting the race. Youngblood sending it off into the corner, though. Trying to get back the track position he had on the 18. Good arc through the corner, though, from the 16. Good corner. Keeping him at bay there. Under pressure from the lap traffic. Youngblood doing everything he can. Being prime Ryan Newman right now with the defense. Oh, Johnson, though. Good run off of corner exit. He's not quite there. He's there now. Entering turn 1. Oh, he checked up. He cuts the 16 a break. Number 4 going another lap down is David Sharon. 9 laps to go. We've entered under 9 or 10 to go. This is crunch time. Johnson and Youngblood putting a battle. They have gapped the field as Tester is looking to pass Jim Treat. He's only a few car lengths behind him at the moment on the track. Everyone else really spread out all around the top 10. Lorway, though, he's about to go a lap down. He's going to fight so hard to stay on the lead lap here. Under 8 laps to go. He does not want to go a lap down. Well, he might not have a choice. Big run off the exit from the 16. That's going to hurt the 18 here. Whoa, big lift. Mid-corner, he charged it in. Oh, and I think the 71's going to still be there partially. Into the wall goes Eric Johnson. pushing the car hard. 7 to go. 4/10 back now is Eric Johnson. Frank Chavez, another lead lap race car. He doesn't want to go down a lap, and then you're going to get into Terry Litwiller as well, not too far up the road. The 13 is going to try here to stay on the lead lap. He'll look to the outside, tries to make it difficult for Carson Youngblood. Try as he may, he won't get to. Johnson, though, bad timing there on catching the lap car again off of corner exit. 4/10, almost 5, entering corner number 1. Not too far up the road is Terry Litwiller, not too much further up the road from him is Jason Steptoe. I don't believe they'll catch Jason Steptoe, though. He is a bit too far up the road. But Youngblood and Eric Johnson are in a heated battle for the race lead right now. Tight to the wall there. Johnson had a better corner. 5 laps to go. We're under 5 to go here on the Speedway at Darlington. Throwback weekend. And another Darlington stripe added there from Carson Youngblood. Oh, hard on the outside wall. Youngblood pushing for everything he's got. Johnson right behind him. Did that affect the handling? He parks it in 3 and 4. Oh, that might have just destroyed the race car. Defensive driving, blocks thrown on the 18. The 18 looks inside. Hey, man. Oh, he drove it in deep again into the wall. Checking up is the 18 of Eric Johnson. What a battle here coming to line. 4 laps to go. 3 when we come back to the start-finish line. Johnson looking inside. Nothing doing there. Oh, good defensive driving there. Whoa, a little contact. The 16 into the wall. Bounces off of it. Keeps the car rolling 3 more times around. Can Eric Johnson find his way around or use the bumper to get around the 16? Youngblood looking to add another win to the bank here this evening. Oh, Johnson, big loose mid-corner. That's going to hurt him here. He loses on exit. That corner looseness really affected him. Absolute battle right now for the race lead. Johnson trying to do a crossover. He is there to the inside. Loose off of exit. Side by side. 2 to go. Youngblood at the line that time. Youngblood sends it off in there. Clear for the race lead. The lap traffic side by side in front of them. Oh my. Both into the wall. Steptoe did get ran down. Terry Litwiller trying to pass him. 2 lead lap cars battling in front of the leaders. They don't want to go a lap down. White flag in the air. Eric Johnson's around. He's around. White flag is out and Eric Johnson spins off the rear side of his door. He spun off the door. Johnson's around. The car is killed. Eric Johnson has crashed. Where's Robert Tester on the racetrack? Robert Tester and Jim Treat might just grab that spot from him. There comes Robert Tester. I think both of them will. Here comes Tester. Where is Jim Treat on the racetrack? Checkered flag is out though. Carson Youngblood holds off Eric Johnson. He will win at Darlington. Tester will come home in P2. What a rebound. Jim Treat in 3rd. Those are your podium finishers who will be talking to us in the booth. And Eric Johnson with contact off the door of Carson Youngblood trying to avoid the lap traffic. He comes home in 4th. A strong run still, but not the checkered flag. Kazan comes home in 5th. Kuhn in 6th. Terry Litwiller, who was right in the middle of that battle for the lead there as he was passing Jason Steptoe. Oh my. Drama at the end of it all. Take a look back at it. Off of corner exit. You're going to see the 16 make contact with him, trying to stay out. The 50 hits the wall, the 16 hits the wall, and they're all sideways. Johnson comes out, smacks it. Day over if it was 2 to go. If they could do the yellow just a little bit beforehand, we would have saw a restart. And would have saw how important it was for these guys to stay on the lead lap. But my oh my, Jason Steptoe just gets loose, battling for 7th. Like, they're battling on the lead lap. Nothing they did wrong right there. But either way, Carson Youngblood is your race winner here tonight at Darlington. In the throwback to Kyle Busch, M&M's Toyota Camry. He's going to burn it down. What a job tonight from him. The whole team tonight. What a great race we saw tonight. As Carson Youngblood is going to pull her here into victory lane. Let's get our top finishers tonight. What a race. Just one moment, folks. Try and get our third place finisher tonight. Jim Treat up here into the broadcasting booth. Sorry, folks, having some difficulties getting this going. Technical difficulties right now. And our drivers here into the waiting room. We're about to talk to Jim Treat here.
I just shit my pants.
Hello, Jim. Welcome into the broadcasting booth. Talk me through your night
Hello.
tonight, bud. You come home P3. Talk me through the night and what a challenge it looked out there from everyone, and great battling throughout the top 5 and top 10.
Yeah, that was some great battle in there. We was trying to save as much tire there as I could, but I was overdriving 3 and 4, I think, for quite a bit of that last run, and burned up my right front there. So I just kind of faded back. Was hoping for a caution there at the end, never came, but definitely some great racing. That was a lot of fun, for sure.
For sure, some great racing here on Throwback Night. Loved your throwback, man. It looked very sharp out there. I love that blue. But for yourself, a solid run tonight. You led some laps. You were up front the entire evening, or was on the back bumper, like you said, of Eric Johnson early in the run. Just seemed like very hard to save tires here at this track. It's so inviting sometimes, and it feels like you're doing it right, and then all of a sudden you hit this wall in the grip, and it just goes away from you. But still came home with a solid run tonight. You end up third, right behind Tester and Youngblood, as Johnson and Youngblood came to blows there at the end of coming to the white flag there. Talk me through your night and your whole team's night on what the strategy was tonight with the stage break and tires tonight being such a huge deal, as the tires wear so much here at Darlington.
Yeah, that first run, we all wanted to save that first set of tires, I think, as long as we possibly could, and I think we did. We wanted to get to the first stage at least with that set of tires. I know I did. It seemed to work out well. The caution there, I think, kind of early when I was leading, kind of cost me a little bit, because that clean air was really helping me save, and I got it in dirty air, and I was overdriving, I believe. And
Oh yeah,
but definitely want to give for the wrap. Pinnacle Wraps did this on short notice today, and I really appreciate him doing that. He did it in a couple hours, and it's not even really completed yet, but it looks absolutely fantastic.
that it does.
And I really appreciate him for that.
Definitely a beautiful paint scheme there. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I know without a doubt.
Just filling in.
I get it. Pinnacle Wraps tonight, though. Definitely check them out, guys. That's a beautiful paint scheme on the racetrack, and they have a lot of guys, I believe, out here who run those paint schemes from him, and that whole group of guys. They do great jobs making schemes. But like you said, the track position tonight was very hard to get. We saw Youngblood and Tester up the back bumper of Johnson early in run. Seems like Johnson had the best long run car tonight, but so hard to pass. Even when it seemed like Johnson was saving and Tester, Youngblood, or yourself weren't, it seemed like so hard to pass. Could you see what corner, or what was your strategy tonight and how to pass and how to execute?
Me, I was honestly just trying to beat him with the tire. I think I got myself spoiled early on with that clean air, and then I get a little bit of dirty air. I think it's kind of like I said. I was saying I overdrove when I was in dirty air. Yeah, I just wanted to be able to make the passes, usually on the inside of 1 and 2, which is a horrible way to do it, but it seems to work out if you can make it stick, as long as you're clean about it. But otherwise, that's pretty much it.
Oh, it's so hard to pass out there, as you see, like it's so wide entering the corner, and then the exit's like 1.5 lanes. It's so hard to go too wide.
Yeah.
And not only that, it slows
is.
you down so much when you do that. So the third place car.
That's what makes this track so interesting.
Oh, it does. And then the tire fall off is insane, right? You're gonna run, 28s early in the run, right, and then you're running 30s late in the run, and it's just 2-3 seconds of fall off depending on how you save your tires. It's such a fun place.
Yeah.
And it's got so much history in real life and here in the sim. So, nonetheless, I'll stop making you wait here. Anyone else you'd like to thank tonight? Any sponsors, teammates, anything else before I let you go tonight, Jim?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Zero X Media and Design on YouTube for that's our race team and our race channel and stuff like that. We watch broadcasts, kinds of video making and stuff like that, which is absolutely fantastic. Taylor Construction. Youngblood Racing, Pinnacle Wraps, obviously. Follow Drew on Facebook for that, and also Premier Setup Shop.
Oh,
and that's basically it.
Well, you had a great run tonight, man. I hope to see you up here next weekend. Where's the next race at? I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. But
I don't even know.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of it either. But nonetheless, I hope to see you back up here. A good run for yourself, a solid executed night. Your third place finisher, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Treat. Thank you, man.
Thank you for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
Of course. You have a good night.
You too.
Third place finisher, Jim Treat, everyone. Let's get Robert Tester in here and see what he had to say about tonight. Robert, you're up here in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just watched an amazing Darlington race. A great finish. A great whole race all around. But I want to talk to you, and the first thing I got to talk about is the contact there with Eric Johnson that sent you around and pretty much took you out of the fight for the win. Can you tell me what happened there from your point of view and from your perspective?
I think it's just a side draft gone wrong.
Yeah, from my
He just
point
came
of
off. Yeah, just a side draft gone wrong. Just Darlington.
Without a doubt, a side draft gone wrong. But nonetheless, you fought hard. You dug in. You were, I believe, 11th or 10th on the restart, and you flew up into the top 7 really quick, and then you got past those guys, and you just were marching your way. Looked like a man on the mission. Looked like you were driving angry out there to run down the leaders. Didn't happen to catch Youngblood and Johnson at the end, or Johnson. You did pass after some contact there with Youngblood and himself. But a good night from you. Was your strategy similar to Jim's tonight and a lot of the other guys of saving a set of tires here in the first stage so you'd have more later?
More worried about fuel in that first stint. Just going to save all the tires for the back half of the race, just in case we get a late caution and slap on a set of tires and be good.
Without a doubt. And it seemed like I didn't know how many sets were left, but it seemed like some guys were out of sets. So I was really interested to see if a caution did come. Did you yourself have an extra set in the pits if that late caution did come out?
Yeah, I had a set, but after I spun, I got into some contact on pit road that gave me some damage, so I had to get that fixed, where I was going to be even tighter than what the track was. So
I believe
that's what kind of put me back.
The stack up entering pit road with Mark Kazin right there. Was that the cause of the damage there?
Yeah, because I kept it off the. I got no damage from the spin, but I was looking at my I was setting my tires and my gas, and as soon as I look back up, check up. It's like no.
I feel that, man. That's always the worst feeling. You're like, that wasn't on purpose, but nonetheless, you come home second tonight. It's good points day from you and a good rally from getting spun with 40 to go here. So hard to pass. Anyone else you'd like to thank tonight before we let you go? And it's still a great points day for yourself.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone that came out. I know some things got heated, but it's short track racing. But yeah, it's I want to thank everyone that came out. Even though if we got heated at each other, we're still brothers, still competitors. but don't let it get to you. And I want to thank you for hosting a great segment you did.
Thank you.
And I want to thank my family for allowing me to do this. Everyone that showed up, and Team 0X, Pinnacle Raps. I'm probably missing some, but I'm sweating right here in the,
Oh, I get it,
racing
man.
seat.
I think when I race Thursdays, it's like I just am drenched after. It doesn't matter if I'm just wearing a t-shirt, right, and some shorts. I'm just absolutely drenched in sweat. But your second place finisher, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Tester. You have a good night, Robert.
Me too, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's get our race winner in here. Carson Youngblood, do you have a copy, brother?
10-4, I got you.
What is up, my man? I was so interested and enthralled in your battle there at the end with Eric Johnson. You just got to talk me through it here from your perspective on how it all went down there at the end, because I need to hear it from you, the race winner.
Man, I wouldn't. There wouldn't have been a race battle there with 10 to go if I didn't. I smacked the wall pretty good with about 10 laps to go and got some wheel damage and started getting super tight. And I don't know. He raced me. We raced each other hard and clean for the most part. He could have thrown it down in the corner there a couple of times and taken us both out. But I appreciate him not doing that. It was just, man, to be honest, it was just bouncing off of the wall and off of each other at that point. Just throwing it down in the corner, bounce off the wall, and mad it back in the gas.
Yeah, it seemed off of 2 there, or 4, excuse me. They had the 2 lead lap cars, so Steptoe and Litwiller were on the lead lap, didn't want to go a lap down, and I thought we were going to see a caution when I saw Eric Johnson come. Seemed like that's like what you said, just some door banging, some wall contact, and unfortunately for Eric, he went around and he still finished 4th, so it's not like he finished that bad, but ended the chance at a victory. But you're right, I did see that. I believe it was off of 2. You had that big smack to the outside wall that hurt your race car.
Yeah, I was trying to push it a little bit. He was slowly catching back up to me, and I was starting to get a little bit tight, and then I just overstepped it a little bit. I'm happy that's the only time I did that in this race. It's easy to do here, is to get up in the wall in turn 2. We saw a lot of people do it tonight, but I almost made it through the race without smacking the wall.
I mean, at the end of the day, the smack didn't matter. You're able to fend them off with a very tight race car, because I know how tight that is once tight the car is, right, when you get that wheel damage from the turn 2 exit. But you did a great job holding them off, and honestly, with the lap traffic there with 2 to go, it might not have been a race. You might have been able to hold them off without the lap traffic and the door banging and the craziness. But nonetheless, what a battle. And I love the paint scheme tonight. I love the M&M's throwback. It's so good to see that car back on the track. And you put it in victory lane just like old Kyle himself.
Yeah, I got to run this paint scheme a couple weeks ago in another league at Darlington, and I got taken out on like lap 25. So I was excited to get another chance to put the M&M's car in victory lane. I've always been a Kyle Busch fan, so it's nice to go get me one in the M&M's car.
Hopefully with this, you give some good luck to Kyle come Sunday so we can see him back in victory lane. I would love to see that. Kyle is always a fun character to watch and one of the best drivers of all time. But you tonight are the winner tonight, my man. Anyone else you'd like to thank before we wrap up the show tonight?
Yeah, I'll do my spill real quick. I got to thank 0X Media and Designs, my teammates, everything they do, all the practice, and racing me clean right there. It's a real respectful, fun group to be with. Youngblood Racing, Taylor Constructions, Pinnacle Raps, everyone that's with 0X Media and Design, everyone that's hopped on board and grown us to what we are now. I had to thank Youngblood Racing, Southern Premier Contractors, the Diggerson Group. Let's see, who else? I think that's everybody who helps get my Legends car to the racetrack and all that. You can go follow me on Youngblood Racing on Facebook and Carson Youngblood Racing on Instagram to keep up with that. And yeah, thank you for broadcasting, Gage. Ooh, out of breath. There we go. I'm done with my spill.
That's okay. You got to get practice when I see you racing on Cup Sunday, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Carson Youngblood with a dead heat battle with Eric Johnson at the line there. Your winner. You have a great night, man. Great battle on the track tonight.
Thank you. You too. I guess I'll be seeing you here later.
Yes, sir. All right, everyone. What a race tonight. We saw a lot of incidents tonight, as this place is expected. Only 7 cars finished on the lead lap tonight. You know, it was a battle of attrition. You saw some guys like Austin Norris who got out early in the race with some hard contact himself. He ends up 12th. Dave Sharon ending his race rather early with the contact that seemed with the 3F bridge. And you know, some tempers are gonna flare tonight for sure. We saw Rogerson get taken out with Millum early there, unfortunately for him. And then you see Brian Matthews smack the wall or having his issues, Blake Hewlett having issues, all those guys multiple laps down. Steve Blevins, or Blevins, excuse me, 20th, 38 laps down and off the pace. But all in all, a great race tonight. We saw some great storylines. The guys who have been up front most of the season were up front at the end, but we saw like guys like I went to Samuel Longworth. What a run tonight that guy had. I know I talked about it a lot during the broadcast. All are probably tired of hearing about it, but he had a great run tonight, and he got some stage points. He ends up 11th. Still a good run from him. Frank Chavez ends with a top 10. Same with the 71. Those are some good runs from those guys who are kind of on the bubble. And right now with some guys on the bubble who crashed tonight, like Wright and Bridge, those are big runs. And Matthews didn't have a great night either on the bubble. So, and Sharon, right? So with those crashes, they're going to gain points. And Litwiller, great run from him tonight. I mean, he was able to fend off the leaders there. Steptoe in 8th, a great run for him. But just great racing all around, and we'd love to see the throwback here. But thank you all for watching and supporting the channel in this league. I appreciate it, and everyone here appreciates it so much for your support. Check out all of our amazing sponsors you've seen scrolling all since the interviews. And I hope everyone has a great night tonight. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any action here at the Zero Torque Racing League. Everyone, peace out. God bless, and everyone have a great night.